The WNBA just witnessed one of its most significant trades in recent history, with Kelsey Plum moving to the Los Angeles Sparks, Jewell Loyd heading to the Las Vegas Aces, and the Seattle Storm securing major draft assets. This three-team deal isn't just a swap of stars, it's a calculated move by each franchise to position themselves for both immediate success and long-term growth. The Sparks are adding a dynamic playmaker to jumpstart their offense. The Aces are strengthening their championship core, and the Storm are stacking draft picks to rebuild their future. This deal comes at a crucial time in the offseason, as teams look to finalize their rosters and free agency remains in full swing. The ripple effects of this trade could influence future moves, particularly for teams still looking to bolster their lineups. With so many major changes, it's clear that this trade doesn't just impact the teams involved, it reshapes the entire league's power balance. Could this be the first domino to fall in an even bigger offseason shakeup? Los Angeles Sparks secure a new franchise star in Kelsey Plum. The Sparks made a bold move by acquiring Kelsey Plum, the number 9th pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, and a 2026 second-round pick from Seattle. In exchange, they gave up the number 2 pick and Lee Yeru to the Storm. While giving away a high draft selection is risky, the Sparks opted for proven talent over potential. Plum, a 2-time WNBA champion, has been a central piece for the Aces, averaging 17.8 points and 4.2 assists per game last season. Though her efficiency slightly dipped, she remains one of the most electrifying scorers in the league. Her ability to create her own shot, stretch the floor, and facilitate for teammates makes her the perfect addition for Los Angeles, a team that has struggled to establish a clear offensive identity. With Plum now leading the backcourt, the Sparks gain a dynamic offensive engine. However, they'll need more depth and defensive reinforcements to become legitimate contenders in a loaded Western Conference. Will Plum thrive as the focal point of the Sparks offense, or will her transition away from the Aces system be more difficult than expected? Las Vegas Aces strengthen their dynasty with Jewell Loyd. The Aces wasted no time in reshaping their roster by swapping Kelsey Plum for Jewell Loyd and the number 13th pick in the 2025 WNBA draft. This move signals Las Vegas's intent to remain at the top of the league as they chase a third consecutive championship. Loyd, a 6-time All-Star, brings a different offensive dimension to the Aces. While Plum is known for her quick tempo and outside shooting, Loyd thrives in isolation play and clutch moments, making her an ideal late-game weapon. She averaged 19.7 points and 4.5 rebounds last season, proving that she remains one of the most dangerous scorers in the WNBA. The Aces system thrives on ball movement and spacing, and Loyd's ability to create her own shot will only enhance that. However, this trade comes with questions. How will the Aces offense adjust without Plum's ball handling? While Loyd is a stronger individual scorer, she'll need to mesh with A'ja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and Jackie Young to ensure the Aces don't lose their elite chemistry. This trade makes Las Vegas even scarier on paper, but will it translate to another championship run, or will growing pains slow them down? Seattle Storm shift, their focus to the future. For Seattle, this trade wasn't about adding star power. It was about building for the next era of Storm basketball. By trading Jewell Loyd, they acquired the number 2 pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, Lee Yeru, and a 2026 first-round pick. That means Seattle now holds 2 high draft picks over the next 2 years, allowing them to reshape their roster with young talent. The move signals a full-scale rebuild, as the Storm aim to find the next face of the franchise. Losing Loyd isn't easy. She's been a foundational player since her rookie season in 2015, winning 2 championships and even leading the league in scoring in 2023. However, her request for a trade meant the Storm had little choice but to move on. With the number 2 pick, they could land a future superstar to build around, and Lee Yeru provides size and potential in the front court. The key now is how well Seattle develops their young talent and what they do with their high draft selections. This is a gamble. The Storm are giving up a proven star in Loyd, and their immediate future may involve growing pains. Will their young core develop into contenders, or will this trade mark the beginning of a long rebuilding process? Why this trade happened now? Jewell Loyd's trade request had been looming for months, with reports of tensions between her and the coaching staff surfacing after an investigation cleared the franchise of any wrongdoing. With the Storm needing to move on, the Aces saw an opportunity to upgrade their roster, and the Sparks seized the chance to land Plum. The timing was crucial, as free agency is still unfolding, and teams are actively reshaping their rosters before training camp begins. Additionally, Plum had been designated as the Aces franchise player, meaning she could only leave via trade. That meant Las Vegas had to decide quickly whether to keep her or move her for another star. Seattle, recognizing the need for long-term stability, jumped at the chance to secure high draft picks rather than losing Loyd for nothing in free agency. Each team had a motive, and this trade accomplished all 3 of their goals. The result? A blockbuster deal that significantly alters the landscape of the WNBA. How this trade impacts the WNBA moving forward. With Plum now leading the Sparks, Loyd adding firepower to the Aces, and Seattle pivoting toward a youth movement, the league's balance of power is shifting. The Sparks finally have a legitimate superstar to build around, but will Plum alone be enough to push them into playoff contention? The Aces, already dominant, may have just gotten even stronger, but will they regret losing Plum's floor spacing ability? Meanwhile, the Storm are betting on their draft picks to pan out, but rebuilding in a competitive league isn't always smooth. This move could also set off a chain reaction. Other teams may now feel pressured to make their own blockbuster moves to keep pace. With big-name free agents still available, this trade could be just the beginning of an offseason full of surprises. What comes next? With this trade shaking up the WNBA, all eyes are now on how these teams will adjust both on and off the court. Can Plum elevate the Sparks back into contention, or does Los Angeles need more help? Her scoring and leadership will be valuable, but the Sparks still need to address key areas, such as depth, interior defense, and three-point shooting from their supporting cast. If Los Angeles is serious about making a playoff push, they will likely need to make additional moves in free agency or the trade market. On the other hand, will Loyd's scoring prowess take the Aces to another level, or will they miss Plum's chemistry with Wilson and Gray? Chemistry is everything in basketball, and while Loyd is a superstar in her own right, adjusting to a new system takes time. The Aces will need to ensure that Loyd seamlessly integrates into their offense without disrupting their championship-winning formula. For Seattle, the pressure is on to maximize the value of their newfound assets. Holding the number 2 pick is a major opportunity, but they must make the right choice. Will they draft a franchise-altering player who can lead them back to the top, or will this pick take years to develop into a true star? With multiple teams still looking to make moves this offseason, Seattle could also use its assets in another trade. Would they consider flipping the number 2 pick for an established star, or will they trust in their long-term vision? This is just the start of what promises to be an exciting and unpredictable offseason, and with big-name free agents still on the move, the WNBA landscape could shift even further in the coming weeks. One thing is for certain, this trade has set the stage for one of the most thrilling seasons in recent memory.